The good news is we're still dry, but it's starting to become problematic. We've been talking about this for the last couple of weeks. We've had basically no rain, very warm conditions outside of that one cold snap. And we're going to see two more cold fronts, but they're going to be dry cold fronts and really not bringing that much cool weather. In fact, the temperatures are only going to dip a couple degrees, but stay way above average for the next several days. That first dry cold front, it's right there. It doesn't look like much. There's a little band of clouds. It's basically just a surge of drier air that's going to be pushing in from the north and west. Temperatures currently are pretty mild tonight compared to the last couple nights when temperatures were already in the 40s and 30s. We've got a lot of 60s still at 11 o'clock. So that's pretty warm. That's actually closer to our average high. The overnight lows barely get back into the 40s in the mountains. We'll be mainly in the 50s here in the Piedmont, so much milder and above our average low of 47. So tomorrow morning, maybe not as many jackets in the morning. You certainly aren't going to need them in the afternoon. Full sunshine with temperatures in the mid to upper 70s, but a north wind. That'll be the one indication you know that the front has moved through, because the wind will shift even though temperatures are going to still be very warm. You'll start to notice the cool down tomorrow night when we drop into the 40s again. 26 days in a row with less than 0.02 inches of rain, the longest dry streak, honestly, of the entire year, and it follows a hurricane, wouldn't you know it? And this trend has been pretty persistent for the last several weeks. It's going to continue for a while, and we actually could use some rain. We don't want heavy rain. We don't want even moderate rain. Just light rain would be great to kind of settle the dust down in the mountains and foothills and start to give us some lower fire danger, because that's going to be a growing concern, especially as the leaf drop continues here in the autumn. Now, Saturday's front has a tad more moisture, though I wouldn't count on much rain. 20% chance at best. And if that front doesn't do it, there's probably not going to be another chance of rain until late next week. So you're looking at probably another 10 days or so with no rainfall. So talk about a whole month straight with basically zero rain. Our 7-day rainfall forecast still shows minuscule amounts of rain. I mean, you're talking 1/10 of an inch or less. That is really dry. In fact, we're on pace for the third driest October on record. In many locations in the Carolinas, on pace for the driest October on record. You see the 6 to 10 day outlook. This gets us into November, so above average temperatures. Now, the average high is dipping as we go into November into the 60s. We're going to mainly stay in the 70s, could even touch 80 a couple of days. Good news in the tropics. No development expected over the next 7 days. So no systems out there. We're not quite out of the woods yet, but once you get in November, the chance of being impacted by hurricanes goes down pretty dramatically for the continental United States. It's usually the Caribbean where we start to see more activity. So this weekend, really warm on Saturday. We will have that front approaching, so low 80s. Just a small chance of rain into the evening hours and early Sunday. Much cooler for Sunday and Monday. And that's reflected in your Guy Roofing 7-day forecast. Look how much cooler it is behind that second front on Saturday. We'll be in the 60s early next week. Let's go 10 days into the future. We can show you Halloween. Right now, looking pretty warm. Temperatures for this year's Halloween could be near 80 degrees.
All right. Thank you so much there, Brad.